Hello, my name is Bus and I'm back with another video and a fresh haircut. My sister did an attempt and it looks quite alright. Please enjoy the video. Last time I said I was going to come back after I sanded the seat, but in the meantime I already put the first layer of finish on it. I'll show you how I'm going to apply the second, so you guys have an idea on how to do it. What I've also been doing is preparing the legs. This is also wood I found in my attic. I cut it to length and now I'm making it user friendly. So I'll come close to the camera. The edges are all rounded up. It's sanded, standing in the light, excuse me. Sanded, it's quite smooth. I'm going to go over it a few more times with sandpaper, but I'll show you the difference from, that has sharp edges over there, and yeah, it's kind of smooth, but it isn't free from splinters. Let's get going on my new vise. If you guys follow my Instagram, you may have already seen it. It's a birthday gift from my grandpa. It has already been very useful for the first leg, and I'll show you the rest. Oh, and of course, because I'm sanding, face mask. A little bit on how to make it user friendly. You could just use sandpaper all over and do it a lot of times so the edges are round. If you do it first with a chisel, the rough edges off, then you have way less sanding. You can just start wherever you want, and if you chisel, don't do it straight, but it's better to cut at a 45-degree angle. Put your thumb on it and just gently apply pressure. Yeah, there's a knot over here, so you might need to apply a little force to get through it. But the regular parts, very straightforward. It's really personal preference on how much you want to cut off. If you want a little curve, a big curve, it's all up to you. Sometimes you hit an end grain, and best thing to do is go at it from opposite angle. I'm now going to cut into myself because my camera is in the way. Normally you should never do it, because if you slip and you stab yourself, it's not something you want to do, but I'll be very careful right now. So like that, and the piece comes off without cracking a whole piece off. Because it's an edge and it isn't very important, it's easy to, at the end of the wood, just go off. So going like that, that's not really an issue. But normally when you're working flat and you're doing that, you should always go from the other side, because otherwise you get splinters and you might take off too much. Oh, and always make sure that your hand isn't in the way, so you could put your thumb on it, but your hand over here, and yeah, that's just common sense, that you don't stab your hand voluntarily. Okay, so this knot is extremely hard. I literally can't get through. So that's going to be a job for sandpaper. On with the sanding. So my approach, just because it's not a flat surface, use your hand. It tends to get hot, the sandpaper, so I'm going to grab a glove so I can sand without any problem. So that's 2 out of 4 done. Let's get going with the other 2. Third one done. Last one to go. This one had a very big one, a very big knot. But it turned out to be less of a problem because the hull already had a very big piece broken off. And it had little holes and things you could scratch yourself on. In the light, excuse me. But yeah, I got it smooth in the end, so that's nice. This is how they are going to be assembled. These two will attach the legs to each other. So these two, they will need to interlock in each other. So it's not a very difficult technique, just half of a piece out of here and other half out of here, and they interlock pretty nice. But so these needs to be prepared as well. So I'll come back after they are also sanded and rounded, and then I'm gonna show you in detail how to cut the holes. After I established which side will be the top side, I'm gonna start marking. So when you measure it, then you mark the middle of it. And now you have to make sure that this fits. So you measure how wide it is. 4.6 divided by 2, that's 2.3 to each side. So now you of course square lines. So and I'm going to mark what piece is waste. So next up we need to measure the depth. 4.8 wide, so 4.8 divided by 2 is 2.4. Quick math. Now I'm going to use this tool and just mark 2.4. This piece is going to be removed. Also on the other side. And just like that. So, important thing about marking waste is to know on which side of the line you need to cut. Because if you cut on the outside of the line, you're going to cut off way too much. So we measure 4.6. Now let's grab my little saw. So now we have two beautifully cut lines. In the beginning of the video I said I was going to show you guys how I applied the second layer of finish, but at the time of filming I didn't know that it wasn't going to be part of the same video, but don't worry, it is most definitely going to be part of the next video, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell for more content like this, and see you guys next time.